we've been through two movies with them already, so you kind of know them so much that you know what they're going through and you know what they're feeling, which is, I think, the coolest part of being in a trilogy.
I'm Nicole from As Seen on Screen. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, how about you?
I'm good, thanks. It's great to be here with you. I'm so excited to chat about Culpa Nuestra. Thank you for sharing your time with me. One of the first things I noticed in this film was Noah's wardrobe. And I mean, it's always been amazing from the first two films, but I mean, that red dress with the palm trees at Jenna and Lion's the rehearsal dinner, and that blue top and skirt combo with the white boots, so cute. And I feel like the style matured with Noah since we're going in this 4-year time jump. I wanted to ask, do you get to keep any of those pieces? What was a favorite for you? Because it was just so stylish.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that was a big part for us to see that like difference from the first two films to this one because there has been 4 years that has come by, and I think in that moment of your like teenage years, you do kind of come into yourself and into your style and into who you are. So I think that's very like much refined in this one. I did keep a lot of things. Actually, I had a whole box of things that they let me. I have all of her boots. I have a whole collection of Noah's boots. I have a couple dresses. I have some jewelry that she has that I've worn a lot. I have yeah, a bunch of things actually.
That's awesome. You can make like a whole dress up box of just Noah's wardrobe.
Yeah, I can play dress up Noah whenever I want.
Perfect. I wanted to discuss one scene in specific. It's near the beginning of the film when Noah and Nick are in the car together and it's silent. They're not speaking, but they're largely communicating through these like glances at each other and your mannerisms. And so I'm curious when you see these scenes like that in the script where you have to communicate through more movements than words, what type of directions do you see receive going into that scene? But also, how do you go about conveying emotions like passion and longing and tension specifically in this film without saying a word?
Ooh, I think it's one of my favorite things. I think being able to give out feelings with my eyes is one of my favorite things. Also, I mean, the whole context of it, it's also like very easy to just like know what, and we've been through two movies with them already, so you kind of know them so much that you know what they're going through and you know what they're feeling, which is, I think, the coolest part of being in a trilogy. That scene is very funny actually because we were filming it in the car and um, we we were doing the pull up and pull down of the windows, and I'm actually the one doing everything. I'm actually the one pulling up and pulling down and then pulling up again and pulling down again. Because if we tried to do it at the same time, like him from his side and me, then it wouldn't, like, sometimes we weren't in sync. So we were like, let me just do the whole thing, and then it's done. So it's all movie magic.
So you're doing all the heavy lifting, is what I'm hearing.
Basically.
There's also a line that really stuck out to me in the film that Nick says about the feeling of nostalgia and how it cannot run a company, but looking to the future can. And I think that really stuck with me throughout the film because even emotionally looking at these characters with the development that they've gone through all three films, starting with Culpa Mia, especially Noah. And so I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite aspect of Noah's personal growth journey that we've seen throughout these three films and you being able to portray that on screen?
I think just uh doing a coming of age movie, or in this case trilogy, is always super cool. At the same time, for me, I was the same age as her in this last film, so feeling very related to her and understanding where everything's coming from and feeling everything at the same time as her, and like, oh yes, I don't know what I'm going to do with my job, and maybe this is not the job I want, or maybe this is not the relationship that I want, or just doing all of that has been very cool. And I don't know, I guess Noah has probably the biggest arc I've ever done in a character. And I think what I love about her is that she's always very honest and very vulnerable with her emotions, and she's not afraid of showing it, which is very important, I think. And I love that because I get to show that, and I get to be able to show my emotions. I think, for example, Nick has the opposite. You know, he has to hide his emotions all the time. So I really liked to be on that end.
Absolutely. Well, you do an amazing job of portraying it. I will tell you that. I really enjoyed watching this movie. I think it's such a great conclusion to the trilogy. So, congratulations, and I can't wait for everyone to see it later this year.
Thank you so much.